Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello everyone and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for the Vampire Diaries, Season 7, Episode 17, I Went to the Woods. I'm your host Dom, with me is Nikki.
Hi.
Over there, is Mike.
Hi.
Over there.
Nice try.
I did. And down below is B, aka Kim.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
So,
Good.
did you guys hear the news?
Yes.
Big bombshell news.
Oh, yeah.
We theorized this.
Vampire Diaries final season, Season 8. According to Ian Somerhalder. That's not official. There's no like big... Well, no, he's saying it's over.
Yeah, he's saying the whole series.
From what we know, the only person who is dropping off the show is Kat Graham, aka Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the wording and everything, I couldn't tell if she's leaving this season or next season. And if she's leaving next season, that's kind of weird after the bombshell announcement that next season's going to be the last one anyway. So I'm curious if she's going this season or not.
Well, no, she said after season 8. Now, there are multiple things that say that Ian said he was leaving after 8 as well. So that's why the rumor of it's going to end completely is running around. Because how can the show last without Ian?
Well, everybody said, how can the show last without Elena?
Yeah.
This is true, too. But you're still talking about the two technical main characters.
The show
Is doing just fine without her.
Well, yeah.
That's Nikki's thought as she's going,
The show is fine! Fuck that bitch!
That
was that.
No. As much as people were raging and be like Nina's the main character or Elena's the main character, that's not the case. The brothers have always been the main story. Everything is about the brothers. Like it's always been, and it's about their relation and everything. And if Ian's going, then yeah, that's gonna be the end of it. But it seems like Ian's not the only one going. Kat Graham. We lost Jeremy a couple seasons ago. We lost a lot of the main core characters, and bringing the heretics in kind of just filled a void for the time being. Mm-hmm. It's like what worked really well before. Oh, the original family of vampires. So let's kind of try to mimic that again, as like a quick fix, temporary patch.
They're killing them off. It doesn't really work out.
Right, because I'm sure they have something better planned for what's coming up. Because, and I'm fingers crossed that it's Chris Wood and Kai is coming back. Like that would be incredible. Because
I miss Kai so much.
I miss Kai too.
Because we watched Kai die, but we've watched Kai die many times before, and they were all illusions. So
I know. This seemed like a really, permanent kind of head is now 100 yards away kind of death.
He's been a clone. He's done body clones before.
Yeah.
He can. He can readily do that.
Yeah, so I would love to see that. He's been in hiding. They'll explain it. He had some big nefarious scheme, and he's biding his time, and they could make it work. And that's where I'd like to see the next and final season going, if they do. They're definitely going to have to bring in the originals and kind of tie up whatever loose ends that they need to tie up there and just kind of like goodbyes and farewells and, things like that. Because as cool as it was to see, Elijah and Cole on the originals going to Mystic Falls and having like that tie-in, it's something I'm going to miss on the Vampire Diaries doing. And just because it's over doesn't mean we won't see some of these characters crossing over onto the originals, which is still planning on going. So, we may see Ian stop in for an episode, on the originals. It's not a commitment kind of thing. It's if he's available, if he wants to do it, he can do it, and they can make it work as long as they don't kill him off. But, we'll have to see. But with Nina, with other news is Nina will 10,000% is what I read, be coming back before the series is over. So
That
Well,
means
she
Bonnie's
said-
character's going to die.
it could very well just mean she's back for the finale, like the final episode. It doesn't mean she's coming back for the whole season. It could literally be the final episode.
The tie up to happy ending. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and with Nina definitely coming back, I'd like some closure to find out what the fuck happened to Catherine. You know, like.
Yeah, they just whisked her away and took her. There's no explanation.
Pulled her off into the abyss.
Yeah, she got dragged off to hell is what everybody's, kind of assuming, but I'd like some official kind of confirmation and, even if she ended up in vampire purgatory until the other side collapsed, like, just like a scene of that, just like something, just to give us some insight on that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as for this episode, what'd you guys think of it?
Just like the last few episodes, it's kind of like lackluster. I mean, it was done really well. Julie did an amazing job this episode.
She did.
But it's still like the pace is just not where it was in the very beginning of the this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I find myself gravitating towards the originals so far, like right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the same exact page as Nikki right now because I usually watch both shows every week, one after the other, and I even I've swapped them this week because usually I watch the originals after, and I'm always like, wow, the originals are so much better this week than the Vampire Diaries. So I swapped them to see if maybe it's just bias or whatever. No, the originals were still way much better than the Vampire Diaries this week. Like the beginning.
I can't say that they were better. It was just that it just didn't seem to have the same amount of pace and action.
It held my
originals
interest.
Was very action packed.
Yeah.
But I was interested in this episode because it was a lot of we found out that the Phoenix Stone was destroyed. It didn't just shatter.
Mhm.
The sword is gone.
The theory that all the souls are just going to inhabit the closest meat suit.
Yes,
available.
exactly.
Right? Yeah, we were right.
We were pretty on point with that. And then there's the whole Stefan actually coming out to Damon and saying, "I freaking hate you right now. You are the worst person in the world." And
yeah, it was great to kind of have that kind of bonding moment.
Bonding moment. That's like
it
the
was
anti-bonding.
No, it was still bonding.
Yeah.
They were bonding
That is brotherly bonding. Unless you have siblings, you'll never understand that. But that is me and my brother, and that is our bonding moments.
You're such an asshole right now. Basically.
I hate you. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. That's. So I love you because I have to, but I still hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool seeing, them just jumping into any kind of living or I should say any dead tissue that they could find, be it vampire or human, kind of that, and it really set up what we had seen previously with the Phoenix Stone with what was it, Florence was her name?
Yeah.
I think her name was Florence, yes.
I think so.
And we got to see, and she only lasted 3 days before the body deteriorated and didn't work. And we see Stefan kind of in that same situation. Stefan gets thrown into a guy who just recently got into a car accident, very, very recently got into a car accident, went flying through the window, died on impact with the street, with what was it?
A gash to the
carotid artery.
Carotid,
yeah.
Yes.
And I've never seen anybody survive that before. But Stefan goes through and tries to be the hero. That's what he's doing. And I was actually, when me and Nikki were watching the episode, she goes, "Hero," and she turned to me and freaked out because she thought the flashback with Damon in the Phoenix Stone with "Hello, hero."
Yeah, for a moment there, I was like, "Oh my God, please don't be him!"
I didn't even think about
he
that.
did get killed. He was one of the vault vampires,
Right.
and so that was season
One.
two, one,
Two.
one or two. It was early in the series, so
yeah, season 1.
yeah.
But afterwards, after I had some time to think about it, and the show was over because I was just really tunnel vision focused on the show. I was like, no, the guy died.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's been dead, so he wouldn't have ended up in the Phoenix Stone.
So yeah,
But,
it wasn't a car accident. It was a bus accident. A bus filled with cheerleaders.
There was a car involved.
Yeah.
And now the bus is on fire.
when Stefan finally got a look at himself in the mirror, did anybody think he looked like a homeless version of Klaus?
Yes, that is
Yes.
it.
Yes.
That's what I thought last week when I saw it in the promo. I'm like, wait, so it's like Klaus the hippie?
Oh my
If this
goodness.
guy is not Klaus's doppelganger, like get him on the show somehow. Like put him on the originals. Like I don't care. Like make it happen. Like if that wasn't the actor that plays Klaus,
Well,
I'm shocked.
maybe
It
he is a
wasn't.
stand-in for some scenes on the originals, and they're just like, "Hey, we need you."
Maybe
and
he's
he
a
came on
stunt
over.
double.
It's Stunt Devil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Klaus's stunt double.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's believable.
Hmm. I don't know.
Do you think, did Raina say like recently dead? Or was she not clear on
She
that?
said available body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She did. She said available.
So I would imagine
if it's still
intact.
kind of fresh and in the ground, you probably got some
Zombies.
I would
mean,
say
they did mention the zombie apocalypse. What was
They
it?
did.
Alark said that?
Yeah.
yeah,
They
but
made it. They made it.
I would imagine recently deceased and still capable of supporting life.
Okay.
As in
Well, yeah.
not embalmed, not decaying, stuff like
It's
that.
in a ripped open carotid artery.
All right. I mean,
Well.
that is
can
incapable
hold
of
off.
supporting life. Yeah.
Huh. They should have showed us a little bit more TV footage. That would have been hilarious.
The
Yeah,
dead rise across the world.
Mhm.
Bodies in morgues are sitting up on their slabs, confused. Some of them claiming to be vampires.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the spirits that did happen to get into a vampire body are lucky buggers.
But here's the thing, though: when a vampire
have
body
to.
dies, usually, what happens to it?
It's
Depending on how long it was. Well,
Well,
when the body dies, as in is dead, like
desecrates.
the body itself desiccates.
Yes.
Stefan was not dead,
No.
and we
it's-
saw this when he
Mhm.
went into the Phoenix Stone before the body didn't desiccate.
Right, exactly.
And, I mean, and Rena kind of gave him a freebie because she's like, all the rest of the bodies I've burned in the past.
Right.
So she left him there solid.
So my guess is Stefan was probably the only available vampire body, and all the other vampires are shit out of luck.
maybe there might might have been a few, but I do see a lot of people die in the next 3 days.
Yeah.
That solves Raina's whole "we must hunt them down" problem.
Re-dying.
If only a few of them got into vampire bodies, most of them are going to take care of themselves in a couple of days.
But
Yeah.
it does seem a pretty bad vampire got a hold of Stefan's body.
Yeah.
See, but that whole like, let's trap them in the Phoenix Stone, feels to me more of like a cop out for Reyna. Like, what exactly is the point of that? Why not just kill them?
Maybe they're
What is the point in storing the souls?
well, okay.
It's to torture them. It's to make them live their hell
It-
over and over again.
When Reyna
Yes.
was given her powers and the sword, the other side still existed. When you kill the vampire, what happened? Their spirit went to the other side.
Right.
So by trapping them in the Phoenix Stone, she's ensuring 100,000% that they're going to hell. Maybe
They're
even a
being-
worse hell. Maybe super
Yeah.
hell.
But you think they would put a better failsafe on something like that? Like, if it gets destroyed, all the souls go pluk. And, I mean,
To be
That
fair,
seems
it
to-
took
Apparently the
a
shamans
lot
didn't
to
think that
destroy
far.
that, though.
Oh yeah.
It took a heretic or
Two heretics.
two heretics blowing themselves up to destroy that.
So I'm pretty sure that the shamans probably didn't think that far ahead.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Otherwise, they would have made Reyna truly immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they could have. I think that's why, because the we don't know much about the shamanistic magic, but I think that's why they were tied and sacrificed themselves, is because they only had their lives to give. They couldn't just generate life from nothing. So, I mean, I'm curious if they just like killed a bunch of animals in a sacrificial ritual, if they can give the lifespan of the creature that was. I don't know.
that's not shamanism. That's more like a cult.
Maybe, but shamans are in tune with nature and the earth and all that too. So
They wouldn't destroy it.
They wouldn't sacrifice.
No.
they'd sacrifice themselves.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Technically, they could sacrifice an animal if they did it right. If they did it all like to the earth, blah 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 blah.
The only sacrifices I've ever heard in shamanism is self-sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that, goes through multiple different, like, lore universes and stuff like that. Shamans tend not to do any kind of ritualistic animal sacrifice. Like Nikki said, that's more the occult, more like warlocky and pagan and stuff like that.
Okay. Would you guys think of Damon and Valerie teaming up for a little bit to try to locate Reyna, locate her spell?
She hates his guts.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought of that.
Mm.
Who doesn't hate Damon's guts?
Elena.
I don't either. But I mean, in the show.
Well, he's pissed off everybody. He's done everyone wrong in some way or another. His brother the worst.
And his brother's the one that's sticking by the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that scene between Stefan and Damon driving in the snowstorm and oh my god.
It was almost touching.
That was as touching as you're ever gonna get between those two guys.
Yep.
Yep.
And the amount of doubt Stefan had was actually really heart-wrenching. It's like, you don't know your brother.
You get up off your ass and beat my ass.
Like, you get up, you find me, and you kick my ass in person.
Yep.
That motivated him.
It did.
Yeah.
He's like, I really want to kick your ass right now.
But I don't think you're gonna be there.
Yeah. I don't believe that you're going to be there.
I don't know, going back to the bus crash, it kind of, basically solidifies that Stefan has a hero complex, like, pre-programmed instinctually into him.
Yeah, 100%. And it was crazy to see, like, the what Stefan was willing to do to save himself, like, after the fact. Like, he was so determined up until the point where he was freezing to death and was about to give up that he broke his own thumb in a vice to get the handcuffs off. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
He attacked a woman, too. He wouldn't usually do that. He just wanted her phone.
He didn't really attack her. He was just like, I just need to make a phone call. And
I mean, but that's still, in some cases, people would consider that assault.
He would have just compelled her if he was still a vampire.
Of course.
Yeah, that's why he made that comment that he couldn't.
But then he wouldn't need to try to survive. He would just go.
Yeah.
He wouldn't need the phone.
Yeah. So, I don't know, it was just the thumb and the hand. Like, I'm sitting there going, Stefan, I see how much slack you have. Like, with your arms, just sit down on the ground and pull your legs through one by one, and you will get your hands to the front of you. Like, you can do it. There's definitely enough slack to do it. You can pull it off. But no, he's going to break his thumb and say, I get he wanted the cuffs off to free up some room, but, like, you know, to be able to move both arms independently and actually do stuff, me breaking my thumb probably would have been, like, one of the last things, you know, other than cutting it off. You know, like, breaking my thumb would have been second to last, with last being cutting it off.
And he had a vice. He had a bench vice. Do you know how flimsy handcuffs are compared to the metal of a bench vice?
He should have been able to snap the
He would have been able to snap the chain with that vice. I mean, yeah, it would have taken some finagling, getting his wrists in there and tightening the vice with his mouth and doing some crazy shit like that. But he could have gotten it in there and probably crushed
He would have been kicking the vice handle to do it.
Right.
Hey, if it works.
Right.
He could have, you know, with a little bit more effort than it took to break his thumb, he could have got the chain in there and broken the chain. Or crushed it to break a link open and then unhook it. And guess what? You're freed from the handcuffs. They're still on your wrists, but you're freed from the handcuffs and you have your thumbs intact.
To be honest, you probably, after breaking the chain, could have put the base of the handcuff in and twisted it and crushed the whole mechanism.
Just crush the locking mechanism.
and pulled it right off. But he decided to opt the easier way for a vampire, and I guess that's probably where his mind was going first and foremost, was I've done things like this before, and it just heals. It hurts for a minute, and, maybe he wasn't thinking.
It was also like, it was a moment of desperation, and he realized he was a human when he realized he was an addict as well. So he probably also wasn't thinking straight after, trauma from a bus crash, on withdrawals. So I can see why he went that route.
I know, but he was able to fix that car of his, that beautiful, lovely car that he has now since set on fire. You're not going to make me believe that anybody with that mechanical knowledge and capability wouldn't think to crush the handcuffs, even instinctually, completely whacked out of your gourd on withdrawals. He would still think of that.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you're not thinking. You're not thinking.
No.
You're just thinking, I want the hell out of his handcuffs.
He just ran through a forest.
Smashed open a window with his handcuffs,
Mm-hmm.
and then rolled through glass on the futon.
Yeah. He did a lot to get to that point, so he really wasn't thinking straight.
I mean, he's stuck in a new body. He had temporary amnesia. There's all that. So.
Breaking my thumb would still be last resort. I'm sorry.
Like I said,
I know.
But that's you.
But think of all the stupid things you do when you're not thinking. You just kind of do shit, and you're like, oh.
All right, I'll give you that. Still.
Well, like I said, breaking my thumb would be second to last option, where actually physically cutting it off of my body is the absolute last.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and then, so, like, for them to try to, like, locate Stefan and figure out what body he's in and all that, they're talking to Reyna, and Reyna's like, I hear them all at once. Like, I'm getting everybody. It's like, can you imagine being connected to that many people and hearing every one of them talk all at the same time and getting flashes of where and who they all are all at the same time?
Oh my goodness.
On top of what you're seeing and hearing yourself. Can you imagine the headache that would give you?
Yeah, that's why she told Alark to turn the TV down.
we don't even know how many vampires she's killed over the years. So
We could assume hundreds.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she killed at least 30 just recently in New Orleans with Aya there. And then there was the massacre in New Orleans before that, hundreds of years before that. Was it in hundreds?
Mm-hmm.
50
Yeah.
or I don't know.
1800s, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, she killed close to 100 there, and then who knows over the amount of time she's been out.
And I mean and they made the big. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, how do you just show up on Alaric's door with Reyna's body, like, after not having talked to Alaric for so long? Like, you mentioned he turned the TV down. How do you just show up at somebody's door like that?
I mean, he was prefaced before, and he got mad at demons. Like, you can't do this to me. We're trying to live a life. And then he can't really say no when the problem's right in his front step.
This is true. And full confirmation for absolutely 100% sure we cannot say no that he is engaged to Caroline.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yes.
sounded like he is in love with her, like, completely and totally, and she's only doing it for the kids.
Yeah, that is what it sounds like.
That's how he made it sound.
It kind of is, and you saw, like, when Valerie asked for the picture, that he dug out a picture of Caroline and Stefan. Like, that's not something that he should, or she should be having laying around like that, you know?
In a nice frame, in a black and white photo.
It's like, look,
Yeah,
here's
it
a
wasn't
picture
just
we
buried
both
in
hate for
some-
different reasons.
Yeah, it wasn't buried in some bucket somewhere. It was like out,
Yeah, it's not like he ripped it out of a photo album that's, all
Oh.
sorts of pictures. It was framed. It was probably on her nightstand.
He probably walked into the living room, pulled it off the mantle of the fireplace, like, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just Uncle Stefan, girls.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even. But, so we had, at the beginning of the episode, we had Damon driving along the highway and found Stefan immediately, only to find out that it wasn't actually Stefan, it was another vampire inhabiting his body. And he, like,
no
flew the
name,
coop,
right?
literally, no name, flew the coop literally out the window. And, we start finding out some information about him, toward the end of the episode, when there was apparently a serial killer that would take down frat houses and lock all the victims inside and murder them all.
Make them
kill
murder each other.
Oh, yeah.
Themselves.
Yeah, compel them and make them relieve themselves. Dude, vampire.
He started off as a human serial killer, and then he got turned into a vampire and started doing the compelling and made it a show for himself.
And it just so happens that that guy conveniently got placed into the only available, the only readily available vampire body that we know of. I'll preface that for B.
Well, yeah. Well, and the fact that, it was going to be a big one way or the other. Because she literally said that I tracked down some of the worst vampires ever. So, if it wasn't this vampire, it would have been another really bad one.
Right, she was willing at one point to let Stefan off the hook because she realized, as far, in the long list, in the list of vampires I've hunted, you are at the bottom of my want to kill list. Like, the only reason I would kill you is because you are a vampire. But there's probably thousands of them I should kill first.
Yeah, and she was really mad that he gave her no choice. Like, she was pissed off at him.
And I mean, this is why Matt has been conflicted for all the years that he's been conflicted, because Stefan, until recently, has been a really stand-up kind of guy until he's been involved in, his girlfriend's murder and all that. So.
Which we still need to find out about.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
Detail me.
I think it was some kind of big accident or some shit, or she tried to kill him and he, defended himself or some crap.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't seem like she cared whether a vampire was a friend or not. She was just gonna kill them.
She was confused when he's like, so some vampires are good and some, so...
I think she just blurred it and said, okay, all vampires are bad.
Yeah, probably. It probably ended up something along those lines.
I'm honestly along the line that she tried to kill him and Stefan defended himself.
Yeah.
Or it could be something as simple as, he was standing in the middle of the road and she swerved off, and crashed, the same way Elena's car got, thrown off the bridge that time.
So then it's all, Sam's like, I don't care, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It gets stupid.
It could be something dumb like that, but it's still...
That sounds like a Matt thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a Matt thing. Very Matt.
So.
Matt. I saw too much of him this week.
I know, shit.
He's adorable thinking he matters.
He is.
Oh, God.
And he was all big and bad on the freaking originals. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, we have our originals podcast coming up next, where if you guys watch the originals as well, feel free to tune in. There was kind of a crossover with Matt, and this is where the timeline gets a little tricky, and I was wondering how they're going to do this, because this is technically in the Vampire Diaries past right now. So I was confused how they were going to handle all this, and it's very interesting.
They kind of ironed it out, so it made a little bit of sense.
Yeah. So, you guys have anything else for this episode?
Negative. No.
Negative? No?
No.
I forgot how to speak for a second. No, I'm good.
Was it supposed to be negatory?
Yes. Negative. Negatory. No.
There's little things like the spell that Valerie did to clear Raina's mind, to get a focus on Stefan, so they could pinpoint him. Just how grumpy Alaric was when he had to do this stuff. I mean, it's just little things. That's it.
Well, I mean, he said, it literally have gotten us all out of our lives. We were happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yada, yada, yada. And now you're bringing it back into our lives, and we were trying to get rid of it. Bleh. So, yeah, he's upset about the whole situation.
Yeah. And see, now knowing that next season is going to be the last season, I think you're going to start seeing a lot of people that left the show coming out of the woodworks to,
Trickling back.
come back for the, this is it. Okay, well, we're all family. Let's get one last hurrah. So I would 100% expect, more appearances from Tyler, even though we saw him not this episode, but this season.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect Jeremy to come back and we get some kind of, conclusion, closure, whatever, to whatever the hell he's been doing for Alaric, all this time.
Maybe a little
I'm
bit more on Sarah Salvatore.
Yeah, Sarah Salvatore just disappeared out of nowhere. Like that was the quickest fucking storyline I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some more on Kai. Like, if they don't bring Kai in, bring Kai in by the time that season 8 ends, I'm not watching the show again. Not watching it for season 9.
So.
Alright.
No. Okay. Okay.
Next week's
All right.
episode is called what, Tom?
It's called I Don't Care, I Want Kai.
Okay.
Wow, that sounds like a different kind of episode.
Nope.
No?
Fan fiction, go.
Exactly.
You could change one letter and it'll be a Dean Winchester fan fiction. I don't care, I want pie.
No, you'd have to change more than one letter.
So pie is spelled P-A-I?
It is now.
Or it could be pudding!
Look, I immediately saw what was wrong with that, but I rolled with it.
I did not.
No, I spelled it out in my brain immediately, and I was like, you're so wrong.
I know I was so wrong. I spelled it out before I even finished the sentence.
Huh.
It just sounds right. It just
Sounds right.
It rhymes.
You're all the worst. So, next,
The best.
is it next week or I think it's next week. Episode is called One Way or Another. Determined to capture an escaped vampire named Ambrose, who may be the key to getting Stefan back safely. Damon heads to Memphis with Alaric in tow. However, reluctant to step back into his former vampire hunting ways, Alaric makes his unwillingness to participate clear, while revealing the truth about the past 3 Damonless years of his life. Meanwhile, in the psych ward, Bonnie meets a young woman named Virginia, who provides with her some valuable information about why the Armory may be after her. Finally, Enzo takes matters into his own hands when he learns some devastating news from Reina.
Huh. Well, some more Bonnie stuff, which I was missing because once we saw her in the asylum with Enzo, it was like, what? So now we kind of get to see that go a little bit further.
Mm-hmm. B, why are you broken?
Chat, the story of Dom and Kai, a homoerotic adventure 7 years in the making.
Oh boy, that's funny. But Kai wasn't really around for 7 years.
Hey, Chris Wood, if you're watching.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just going to start the music now and hope he does an
cute.
outro.
just, oh god.
Mike, where can the people find
You
you?
can find me on Twitter at Thilladrin, and then soon after that, in a psych ward of my own.
Kim, where can the people find you?
Also on the Twitters at HUFFI2RPUFFI2. And I sang it, and I know the song now.
This is the closest I can find to a puke bucket.
Just smelling that. No, get out of here. Ugh.
Where can the people find you?
Above.
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenal.
Why did I do it?
You're just so used to Cleo doing it.
His hard-on for Kai has got him totally confused.
You guys don't remember that lovely scene of Damon and Kai kissing in the rain?
Oh my god.
It was in the Comic-Con reel.
Oh, that was a well-edited beauty.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't official canon, but it
No.
was in the Comic-Con reel, and it was
Yes.
amazing.
It was.
If you haven't seen it, find it.
Search it up. YouTube
Find
is
it. It's
really
incredible. Till next week. See you guys later.
Laters.
Bye.
I forgot Chris Wood's show is coming on soon. I have to watch that.
So it's the one where he's like a CSI dude.
Containment or
Yeah, it's containment.
yeah, that one.